Hey guys, in this video we are going to build an AI agent from scratch. It's basically a to-do list agent which will have some functions to add to-dos, mark them as done and list to-dos. We will be creating this entire agent in basic TypeScript, no fancy libraries, just simple TypeScript code. This is a very important thing for us to understand how AI agents internally work. I believe that every software engineer needs to know how these agents work internally so that when we are working with them, we can make the best out of it. I have created a very simple workshop and I will be guiding you through this workshop and explaining that how these agents internally work. Okay, through code by code, line by line, we'll go through each and everything, and it will be really simple for you to understand how these things work. Let me run my demo script. So if you can see on the left hand side, we have the empty project. Okay, it's a node JS project. So basically we have this environment file. In this file I have mentioned the OpenAI API key. Okay, and we have a simple readme file, right? So nothing yet. So let me go to the next commit. So as you see, I'm going to the next commit, and you can see if you have been using TypeScript, you know that package.json is added, and in package.json we have the OpenAI dependency, right? Nothing fancy yet, no agent is created. Okay, so let's move to the next commit. Yes, so now you can see in the source directory we have the index.ts file added. Okay, let's go and explore this file. So you can see that we have created an OpenAI object. Okay, this is from the OpenAI library itself, and it automatically reads the OpenAI API key which is saved in the .environment file, right? Nothing fancy. And in the main function, what we do is, using this OpenAI, we call this create function. We pass the model, and the very important thing is that in the messages we are sending an array of messages, okay, where the role is user and content is what are 3 things I should do today. Okay, so let's try running this. Okay, and let's see the output. So I will be opening one more terminal. Okay, so I've opened another terminal here, and I'll just write npm start. So I've written npm start, and it's running index.js, and you can see we got a reply from OpenAI. Okay, so GPT says, which is the console log here, GPT says, and what we are doing is we are getting the choices from the response. Okay, and we are printing whatever GPT has replied, right? Certainly here are 3 suggestions for things you can do today, right? So basically a simple API call to the GPT, chat GPT, and most important thing to note here is the finish region. Okay, so if you can see, the finish region is printed as stop. So once OpenAI is done processing our request, it has returned the finish region as stop. I'm purposely highlighting this. It's because this is really important for us to understand. Okay, it will help us to make the agents. So let's go to the next commit. Yeah, let's see now what has changed. So now you can see I have created a chat message, okay, which I'm calling from the main function, and we are passing my name is Alex, I need to buy groceries today, right? This is turn 1, and in turn 2 we are saying, asking GPT what is my name, what did I do to what is my name and what did I need to do. So we are checking if GPT can remember. So if you see, we have created a messages array here. It's nothing but a very simple array in TypeScript, and we have defined the type as this one, right? So we call the chat function, and whatever the user message was, we first push it into the messages array as role as user. Okay, then we call chat GPT. Okay, and we pass the messages array, right? And whatever reply we get from chat GPT, we again push that as role as assistant in the messages array. Okay, and then we return the reply. So if you see in the first turn, okay, we send this message and ChatGPT will reply something, then that message which ChatGPT has replied will get added into the messages array, and when we call chat again, it maintains the history, right? So let me just run this npm start again. So you can see in turn 2 it remembers your name is Alex and you mentioned that you need to buy groceries today, right? So So now you can see that ChatGPT is able to remember our name as well. But how is that done? By just a very simple messages array. So this is how the history is actually maintained, and it's very important for us to push the GPT's reply into history too. We can never skip this, right? Let's go to the next commit. Yeah, stream GPT's reply word to word. So when you have used agents, right, you must have observed that uh, agents actually show you the message in a stream, right? They don't show the messages. Agents actually show all the messages in a stream, right? Word by word, everything is printed. So how is that achieved? So we pass this time when we call ChatGPT, we pass the stream as true. So we are saying telling to OpenAI that, boss, uh, whenever you have anything ready, just stream it to me, right? And uh, and yeah, just stream it to me. And what we are doing is we are just iterating over that stream, okay? And we are just iterating over that stream, and we are printing whatever is the output from that stream, okay? So let's test this. So you see this time the reply came word by word. It was not something, there was no like a loading thing shown, right? It didn't take a lot of time to reply. It started printing out the fruit's name immediately, right? So I'm saying give me 5 item grocery list with emojis. Let me try this once again. Let npm start. So you can see how it's too fast, but you can still see how it's printing stream. Let's move to the next commit. So basically we are creating a to-do agent. Yeah. Now, how does ChatGPT know about sorry, how do our agents know about what tools to access, right? Because if you have used agents, they have different tools, right? To read file, write file, call a web search or something like that, right? So you can see that when we are calling this create function of OpenAI, we are passing these tools, something like tools array. So let's just see what is this. Yeah, so it's nothing but a simple array of different it's nothing but a simple array, and the type definition of this particular objects in this array is already defined here, right? So you can see this is a type. So we are telling ChatGPT that this is a function, okay? And function name is add to do, and this is the description, add a new task to the to do list, right? And all of this information is actually going to ChatGPT. We are also saying what parameters it needs to have, right? When calling this function, you need these parameters, which are task, okay, and the task type, which is string, and the description is the task to add, right? And this is a required parameter. Task is a required parameter, right? Similarly, we have defined list to dos, which is responsible to show all the tasks on the to do list. And you can see that parameters wise the properties array is 0, because property object is 0 because it doesn't need any parameters to pass. Same for mark as done, okay? And we in the description we mentioned mark a task as complete and the task mark to be done, right? Yes. So let's just call this function now. Let's just see how it works. And this time what we are saying, we are printing the finish reason as well. Okay, let's see what is the finish reason now. This time what we are asking ChatGPT is a very simple add buy milk to my to-do list, right? So let's just do that. Yeah, so we ran the code, and this time you can see finish reason is tool calls, right? It's not stop, which we saw previously. This time what OpenAI is returning is that ChatGPT wants to call add to do. So this time, because we gave it tools access, it doesn't return as finished reason as stop. It is saying that okay, you want to add buy milk to my to-do list, you need to call this tool because it has access to this tool. We have just defined the tools, yet we have not defined how these tools will be executed. That we'll do in the next session. So let me go to the next, that will do in the next commit. Let me go to the next one. Yeah, actually run the tools that GPT asks for, right?